Tonight on CTV, we'll take a look at how construction updates here in Fort Collins are progressing and how CSU is compared to other universities on mask wearing.
Then we will jump on into a fashion show hosted by CSU's fashion department and a preview of the upcoming basketball game against Nevada.
All that and more on CTV starting now. Good evening, Rams. I'm Ren Wadsworth.
And I'm Robbie Patla.
Our top story tonight, residents of Braiden Hall living on the first, second, and third floors of the northwest side of building were temporarily out of water this afternoon. The housing and dining facilities found a water leak within the residence hall and shut off the water from 1 to 3 this afternoon. The housing and dining services alerted residents in the area 2 days in advance and planned the procedure midday to minimize inconvenience. The water is officially turned back on, and CTV will continue to update you if new water in the area arises.
Construction of CSU Spur Campus finally reached its first milestone with a topping out ceremony on February 26th. The virtual event consisted of a congratulations speech given by Jocelyn Hiddle, assistant director of the Spur Campus, as well as the final beam placement. The construction team attended in person to see this massive accomplishment come to life.
The work that you are doing is part of a long process and will leave a really important legacy. Not only will this be a place where research is happening, where students are learning, but also where we're opening the doors to the public.
The beam placement was followed by celebration and appreciation from the crew. Dr. April Steele, president and CEO of the Dumb Friends League, expressed her gratitude to CSU.
Colorado State University has been an amazing partner and has enabled us to envision a program.
Construction on CSU Spur Campus will continue, and anyone can view a live webcam of the construction process over at csuspur.org.
Speaking of construction, change is coming to Fort Collins as LeMay Avenue gets a new makeover. Several construction projects are scheduled on the street during the springtime involving infrastructure improvement. The first project of the year began yesterday, March 1st, and plans to work on a new bike pedestrian crossing at Columbia Road and LeMay. Additionally, paving and concrete repairs are in the books for LeMay between Riverside Drive and Horsetooth Road. LeMay can also expect some work to get done on their stormwater and water lines. LeMay Avenue will undergo lane closures during construction, with the first being a full closure between Drake Road and Columbia Road from March 13th through the 21st. Experts suggest that drivers should be prepared to change their driving habits and use more caution throughout the year. CTV will continue to keep you updated on these construction developments.
The quarantine process may be stressful for students, but what is it like for the team behind the process? Since the start of the fall semester, housing and dining services have worked hard to secure the quarantine process and make it as smooth as possible for students. This involves giving students a personal and hospitable experience.
Even if a student's like, I felt really lonely, then we would say, okay, so what can we do to help students not feel as lonely?
Tailoring to students' needs is not just a service that housing provides, but also the transportation department.
It's all about our attitude, how we greet them, and making sure that they feel comfortable. Treating them like a person, not someone that's being shamed.
Due to daily check-ins, personalized experiences, and a smooth process, the students show their appreciation.
We have received several compliments from students, directly leaving notes for the staff.
While the semester reaches its halfway mark, housing and dining services will continue to support students in any way they can, as well as support each other.
We might be the face, but there's so many moving parts to this to make it work.
This has been such an incredible team effort within housing and dining services. We've got this very clear way for us to show how much that we care about the students and to take care of them.
Weekly testing has helped out housing and dining a lot to maintain a structured and easy process to support those students in need. Well, don't go anywhere, Rams,
because Zaya Hiley is up next to give you your weekly weather report.
We'll be right back.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Zaya Hiley, and we have had such a warm start to our March. We had like blue skies today. We got up to 60 degrees and very clear skies, which are continuing on tonight. We can see we have 26 degrees as our temperature right now, with very minimal wind at 5 miles per hour. And our moon is at a waning gibbous, so it's coming down from that beautiful full moon that we had on Saturday. And with these clear skies, we can actually check out our cloud cover map from our friends at NOAA. So you can see there's pretty much nothing going on this. We have some like super clear skies there. But if we zoom out to the entire U.S., you can see we have some storm clouds coming up over here. These are the only ones you really have to be worried about because they will be affecting us on Thursday. So until then, we'll have dry conditions through the middle here, but then that moisture will hit us on Thursday. Now we can check out our overnight lows. So you can see on the western side, maybe if you're a skier or a snowboarder, you'll see these temperatures and be happy about it because this is what's going to keep the snow alive for you on the slopes. So we have Vail at 18, Gunnison at 4, Alamosa at 12. And then along I-25, we get up to the 30s in Denver at 31. And then on the eastern side, we stick with these colder temperatures up in the high 20s. So along I-70, we've got Lyman at 25, Burlington at 27. And then we can move on to our tomorrow's highs. So like I said, we'll get great temperatures for skiing tomorrow. Vail at 48, Gunnison at 41. We'll continue with those nice blue skies. And then we get up into the 60s on the eastern side. So Denver gets to 60, Pueblo and Sterling both hit 64, and then Lamar gets all the way up to 69. So if I were you, I'd be busting out the tank top and the shorts if you're in Lamar. And if you're in Fort Collins, though, you can expect that we can have tomorrow's conditions with a high of 60 and a low of 29. And like I said, it will be a drier day. We'll have humidity at 36%. And we have 17 days left until spring, if you're counting down the days like I am. And finally, we can check out our 5-day forecast. So you see on Wednesday, we have that dry 60. And then the precipitation hits on Thursday with a high of 45 and a low of 30. So not too chilly, nothing like super cold to worry about. But we do have precipitation. And then in the weekend, we just bounce right back up to the 60s again. We've got Saturday at high of 62, a low of 32 with some cloud cover. And Sunday, we have 61. So super nice weekend. Overall, super nice week to start off March. And that is all I have for you for the weather. But please stay tuned for Robbie and Ren and more news after the break.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Welcome back from the break, Rams.
We have a lot more news to cover, so let's jump right into it.
Are you somebody who is interested in film or someone who is passionate about human connection? Well then, you're in luck because CSU's annual ACT Human Rights Film Festival is right around the corner. On March 15th through the 28th, 2 feature-length documentaries and several short films will premiere with the overarching theme of connection. Greg Dickinson, festival producer and head of the Department of Communication Studies, said, quote, ACT has been one of the powerful ways for people to join together, to experience other stories, and to imagine a world beyond our challenging present, end quote. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, spreading creativity and inspiration has proven to be important to many, and that is why connecting with others is the theme of this event. The festival will be a mixture of live stream premieres as well as pre-recorded videos that anyone can view over the course of the 10-day period. If students are interested in this event, they can find out more information at actfilmfest.colostate.edu. Speaking of arts, we now head over to Sarah Fowler live in the studio to give us a full rundown on the art gallery in the Laurie Student Center.
Thanks, Robbie. The Curfman Gallery, located inside of the Laurie Student Center, just opened for its 2021 showing. The art submitted by students of any major can be chosen and placed on display for 1 month. Jack Curfman was a professor here at CSU in the 1950s who taught students for 50 years. Curfman displayed his own artwork and students' artwork around the oval and throughout the buildings on campus. In 1968, the Laurie Student Center added the Curfman Gallery. We spoke to a couple of students on their thought of the exhibit.
Like, especially during quarantine, to have something like that, like, inspire people, like, seeing art and, like, just being able to have it out there for people to enjoy is super important.
Every year, students submit their artwork of all mediums to hopefully get accepted into the art exhibit on display for anyone to see. This is the longest-running annual event throughout the Laurie Student Center art program.
It's a really good idea to see how other students express themselves through artwork, and especially in there they had multiple pieces of artwork that wasn't just one kind, so that was pretty cool to see all the different types.
Art exhibit gives students the opportunity to show off their creative art designs and learn about professionalism in the art world here at CSU. The Kerfman Gallery has been held for the past 50 years. The exhibit closes on March 16th and opens again March 25th with more students' artwork. Back to you, Robbie.
Thanks, Sarah. Now, the CSU scholarship application may have closed on March 1st, but applications for the Sustainability Leadership Fellows program have officially opened. This program is run by the School of Global Environmental Sustainability and prepares future innovators and leaders with science communication and career development training. They are seeking applicants from the CSU doctoral degree and students from the early career postdoctoral researchers. The deadline is March 15th, and students who reach the criteria can find out more information at the School of Global Environmental Sustainability's website.
A new study conducted by the CDC has revealed that Colorado State University may have an above-average number of individuals wearing masks on campus. The CDC conducted a study and observed 6 different universities across the United States and their face mask usage. CSU is one of the 6, but schools like Auburn University, the University of Florida, the University of Georgia, the University of Pikeville, and West Virginia University were included in the study as well. The research conducted found that in a group of 656 individuals at Colorado State University, 616 people were wearing their mask, and 585 of these individuals were wearing the masks correctly. Molly J. Gutierrez was an assistant professor of health and exercise at CSU, led a portion of the study, and believes people on campus are doing a great job due to the high percentage of people properly wearing facial coverings. To see how CSU compared to other universities, and for more coronavirus updates, you can visit the CDC's website at cdc.gov.
Well, Rams, that is all the news we have for you tonight.
But don't run anywhere, because Ellison Hubbard is up to give you the full rundown of the Mountain West Track and Field Championship, so stick around.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
How's it going, Ram fans? Welcome back from the break and to yet another night of Hubbard's Huddle. I'm your host, as always, Ellison Hubbard, here to get you caught up on everything CSU athletics. This week, we are going to stay right here in Fort Collins, running all the way to track and field, and then counting up the buckets in Moby Arena. So with that being said, let's break the huddle, starting with some more shattered records on the track. As we look at it here, the Rams indoor track and field team competed at the Mountain West Championships over the weekend to end out conference play. And the last day of the events on Saturday turned out to be an outstanding one for head coach Brian Bedard's athletes, with the squad reaching 6 all-time marks and 2 new Colorado State school records for indoor play being set in the process. Last time we talked about CSU's track and field, Alum Bashar was making headlines for leaping into second place in CSU history for the triple jump. And only a few weeks later, Bashar has made even more waves in the record books, breaking into the #1 spot for the event at 52 feet and 1.25 inches. Not only that, but his jump registered for the 16th best mark in the NCAA history this year. So what does that mean for Bashar? Well, the top 16 in each category get invited to the NCAA championships in Arkansas starting March 11th. This gives the sophomores some much-needed time to get ready to take it all for the Colorado State Rams at the national stage. Continuing on with some more CSU records being broken, men's 60-meter hurdler Liam Mather made it to 4th in the Rams' history with 7.92 seconds, a difference of 0.17 seconds from his previous record. And as we look at the 200-meter, men's sprinter Kelly Stevens and women's freshman sprinter Jana Jasper both improved their rankings on Colorado State's all-time leaderboard, with Stevens moving up to number 9 on the leaderboards after placing number 2 in this race with a time of 21.64 seconds. And Jasper making her first ever appearance on the list due to a seventh place time of 24.38 seconds. And moving up 200 more meters to the 400-meter race, Devon Washington got up to number 6 in history, improving his time by 0.69 seconds for a finish of 47.79 seconds. With that weekend all said and done and many new marks being set, CSU indoor track has plenty to hang their heads on throughout a pandemic-filled year. And for a select few, their season isn't quite over yet. And sprinting from the track and onto the court, the Rams completed the sweep against Air Force yesterday with a 74-44 blowout over the rival Falcons. Leader David Roddy had the hot hand all night, scoring 22 points, including an impressive 8 for 13 from the field. And on the other side of the ball, CSU's defense stepped up big time, limiting Air Force to 15 out of 45 shooting. Now, taking a look at the matchup for this Friday, the Rams finally battled Nevada after missing their back-to-back matchups against the Wolfpack 2 weeks ago. The Rams will have played 3 games in the past 5 days coming into this contest due to tomorrow's matchup against the lowly ranked New Mexico Lobos. And so with all the rest they have been gifted over the last few weeks, the question has to be asked, can Coach Medved's boys maintain their defense intensity and lock down both the Lobos tomorrow and Nevada this Friday to keep their hot streak going headed into the Mountain West tournament? We'll see come the end of this week. Now, Rams, don't go anywhere because it's time for my top highlight play of the week. The Knicks faced off against the Pacers last Saturday, and it was a nail-biter. This 3 by Derrick Rose will make your jaw drop. Let's take a look at this vintage D-Rose moment. Right here, steal by D-Rose. D-Rose running down the court. Pass, 2 seconds on the clock. Pull up for 3. Bang! Bang! Vintage D-Rose in the building tonight. The Knicks pulled up for 3. Bang! The Knicks came out to win that game. That was a good game to watch right there, fans. But that's all I have for you tonight, Rams. But don't go away, because up next, Ty Branson will give you the complete rundown of how to buy Girl Scout cookies during the pandemic. I really want to tune into this because I need Girl Scout cookies. Stay tuned, Rams.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Good evening, Fort Collins. Are you having a killer week? Well, I hope so. Welcome to entertainment. I'm Ty Branson. Let's get started. We owe a lot to the brave men and women on our police force that protect us, but sometimes their canine counterparts can be overlooked. Well, not if Vested Interest in Canines Incorporated has anything to say about it. Thanks to this organization, 4 Fort Collins Police Station canine units will get body armor donated to them. These 4 dogs, Thor, Colt, Bia, and Aliko, are the newest additions to the squad of 7 dogs. Now, the only people wondering who let the dogs out are the bad guys. If any of you are like me, you can't get enough Girl Scout cookies, especially the S'mores, and I don't want to hear Thin Mints are better because you're just wrong, okay? Well, anyways, if you thought you may miss out on any of them, it's your lucky day. Instead of ending at the beginning of March, you can buy them up until the 21st. Leanna Clark, the CEO of Girl Scouts of Colorado, said that because of the pandemic, quote, we decided we should make a change and allow Girl Scouts and troops more time to deliver that comforting taste of normal to their customers this year, end quote. This gives me hope that humanity will be okay. Hope is a powerful thing, and CSU's fashion department is feeling hopeful for the future.
People are art, and how they dress themselves is how they showcase who they are on the inside.
Showcasing personalities in clothing is the main point of a fashion show. However, the Emerge Fashion Show, put on by the CSU Design and Merchandise program, is showcasing a little bit more than just clothing.
The senior design students are the ones who have their looks on the runway. I think that we are proving to the world that a global pandemic cannot stop beauty and creativity from shining through.
Because fashion shows depend largely on audience engagement, the COVID-19 pandemic threatened to cancel the biggest event of the year for the fashion department. But they decided to put their best and most well-dressed foot forward.
And it's interesting this year, the importance would be that we're getting to expand our reach because it's virtual, so you could look at it as a limitation or an opportunity, and it's really a creative solution to the circumstances that we're in.
The fashion show has had to get rid of their live audience and make do when some are skeptical to sponsor.
My hope for this fashion show is to allow the world to see what we are capable with restricted resources, communication, restricted everything, and I want to show the world what we can emerge from with blazing colors.
I think I could be a model. But every time I think about it, I remember I could never. I like my food way too much. As my family and friends can attest, I'm a man who likes to take things slow and stop and smell the flowers. Fort Collins is home to one flower that many may not be keen on smelling, though. The VOODOO lily has a home at the gardens on Spring Creek. This flower has a stench that has often been compared to as rotting meat. This is to attract its only pollinator, the carrion fly. It is also used for medical and food purposes in Asia and Africa. And whoever decides to try and eat a plant that smells like rotting meat has my deepest respect because they were in a tough spot. Speaking of eating, apparently at Jack's Fish House, you can't go wrong with oysters. March is oyster month at Jack's, and they seem very excited to share their love for the mussels. If you are an oyster virgin, their words, not mine, they will give you a free oyster to try. You can also tag Jack's on social media while eating your oysters, and you will be entered to win a piece of shell art donated by the Healing on the Half Shell, a company that raises funds for Black Indigenous people of color who are victims of sexual and domestic violence. Anyways, that's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for CTV Cooks. Have a good night and a great week.